YouTube, what's going on? Kyle again from ePoolSupply. Today we are back with another What's in the Bag on A&A Manufacturing Gear Kits. Today we just kind of want to take it apart and show you guys about part number 540242. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Alright guys, and we're back. So again, we have a What's in the Bag on A&A Gear Kits going on this week for you guys. And today's part that we're going to actually dive into is the 6-port low profile retro kit. So if you guys have the old style acrylic balls, which you guys can check out the links in the description below for you guys to show you guys a video about that specific gear kit. So if you guys do have those and over time those acrylic balls do tend to crack or chip and get pieces missing from them, so they're not going to operate efficiently for you. So this is a good cost-effective way for you guys to rebuild the internal part of the valve without actually having to physically cut the whole thing out and start fresh. So they actually give you a bunch of cool stuff in here, so let's dive in and kind of show you guys what comes included. So first thing, as always, the low profile gear kit. It's notorious to know that it's a low profile gear kit is if it doesn't have the additional white PVC ring that actually sits above the gears here. So that's one tried and true way for you guys to understand that you guys actually have a low profile gear kit instead of a top feed. Obviously, the next best thing for you guys is if the water's coming in from the side, you do have a low profile, whereas if the water's coming in from the top, obviously that's a top feed. So for this one, since you are going to be rebuilding your low pro, the water's coming in from the side, so it does not have that PVC ring. They actually do have the cam already attached, so I'm going to go ahead. Just pulls right off. Most of the time they'll be attached in the bag. Sometimes they'll just be separate, so don't be alarmed. It just snaps right back into the bottom of the gear kit, so you don't really need to worry about that. So one huge thing is if you guys have seen our video about the actual ball valve, it will actually show you the different size in the cam, where you can drastically see the difference with this one because it does actually transform your valve into the T-flaps, which requires a lot less surface area to lift those up. So another good thing to see is if you're looking at the cam. And then again, the notorious impeller going on for the low profiles typically has the taller fins here. Top feeds are going to be about half the size just because as the water's coming from the top, it takes a lot less for it to spin this impeller compared from the side. It gives it a lot more surface area to grab and be able to spin efficiently for you. So you get a new impeller for that. They do have instructions that will actually tell you guys how to take the old one out, what to look for when installing the new ones. We do actually have some videos in the description below on our YouTube channel right now for you guys on how to actually properly install the gear kit to understand that everything is sat down the way it needs to, so you guys can check those out. But this does give you a nice little walkthrough as well, and because this is a retro kit, they are going to give you steps on how to actually physically glue in these flaps. But again, we do have a video available on our YouTube channel that'll actually show you guys how to completely transform this, so make sure you guys check out that. Set that off. One big thing I always love about these kits is they give you a new top O-ring. So this is meant for your lid. So these O-rings are the last thing you typically put on after you guys have already sat the new gear kit in and you're getting ready to close it all up. They give you a whole new one there, so then that way everything can seal nicely. Make sure you guys do use some form of a silicone lubricant to make sure that you guys get that nice water seal. So go ahead and set that off. And then they do give you your 2 washers along with your 2 anti-friction discs and a new center shaft. So the new center shaft is very important. You're going to make sure you get your old one out. If it's stuck in there, you're going to want to take some pliers and rip that thing out. Please make sure that when you do actually do the retro and you start using the glue, that you do not get glue down into that center hole, because the last thing you want to do is glue this thing in. Something happens, then you're going to have to cut the whole thing out and start fresh. So they do give you that. The anti-friction discs always sit down right underneath the cam, so that as the cam rotates from the gear kit, it just provides some form of friction resistance against the plastic, so then that way it can operate efficiently with the water. And then they do give you your 2 standard washers. One sits on top of the gear kit, which again, if you guys have the opportunity, make sure you guys check out the link in the description. Our video will actually show you guys how to properly install that on there in between your impeller and the gear kit, and then also with the other one that's going to sit on the very bottom in between to make sure everything can kind of operate efficiently. So, and then of course what makes this a retro kit is they do give you new T-flaps and they do give you the 2-part epoxy. So this DevCon is very important when you're using this. They also give you some form of sandpaper, so if you need to kind of rough down any of the edges, where the acrylic balls were, if anything had gotten stuck in there, if there was previous glue, whatever it may be. Even if you're just revamping it and you're putting in all new T-valves, it's nice to have that sandpaper to make sure you guys get everything down and even so that everything sits down and seals properly for you. So since it is a 6-port, they do only have the 1.5-inch T-flaps. They also sell 2-inch T-flaps, but for this, because it's a 6-port, it's typically the 1.5-inch. And they are the glue-in style. They won't be the newer press-in style. If you want those, you guys are going to need to purchase a new base, which again is available in the link below directly on our website. So when you do use the 2-part epoxy, they do like to try to give you this little cap to be able to cap it. I'm telling you, make sure you guys just try to do this all at once. It's not very easy to get this cap back off after the glue has actually dried, especially since it's a 2-part, so as they both come out, they're going to kind of touch right there, and if you get anything on the ends of these, it's a pain in the butt to get that lid off. So try to do it all in one shot, so then that way you guys aren't having to purchase this separately. So all in all, that's the full 6-port low profile retro kit. Again, it's going to come completely with everything you need to rebuild a current one or to upgrade from the older style acrylic balls and move into the T-flap style without having to cut everything out for you guys. So again, I really appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you guys check out the links in the description where we have all of this available for purchase for you guys. Until then, I'm Kyle. I'll see you next time.